President. There is a glaring need to question the role of Reconciliation Australia, which is pressuring many within the New South Wales to implement reconciliation action plans. Despite vast investments by our governments, Reconciliation Australia demands we tackle, in inverted commas, unfinished business of reconciliation, overlooking significant strides already made. Reconciliation Week has been held since 1996. Prime Minister Kevin Rudd apologised in 2008 for the treatment of Indigenous people, and the New South Wales Government has spent $1.2 billion from 22 to 24 on Indigenous areas. It has to be asked, will New South Wales ever be reconciled enough to please some of the extremist elitist sections of our society? Reconciliation Australia alleges that only the 6.2 million Australians who voted yes in the recent referendum are committed to better outcomes for Indigenous people. This narrative disregards the voices of numerous Aboriginal and other Australians who voted no, many feeling the referendum was not yet another example of city-based elitist activists dictating their lives. This majority who were not satisfied with our Prime Minister's thin, threadbare arguments for the voice. Local government webinars promoting extreme Indigenous ideology are troubling. For instance, Summer May Finlay's piece, Where Do You Fit In? Tokenist, ally or accomplice, derides the efforts of non-Indigenous Australians to build harmonious relationships with Indigenous communities unless they satisfy Finlay's rigid standards. Even spouses and long-time advocates are found wanting, demanded to silence their voices due to perceived cultural privilege. Let me be clear. There is no such thing as cultural privilege in modern Australia. How can a week dedicated to reconciliation advocate such divisive messages? True reconciliation is about respect, understanding and collaboration, not coercion and cancelling. The Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party respects Australian Indigenous culture, honouring traditional hunting, fishing for food and the connection to the land. Reconciliation Australia's assertion that almost 30 years of healing efforts have been fruitless, not unifying and are just plain wrong. The overwhelming majority of those with Aboriginal DNA want to be identified as Australians and not as a group apart from all other Australians. It is unacceptable to burden non-Indigenous New South Wales citizens with the guilt of crimes that they never committed. The New South Wales Government must critically examine the flawed ideology promoted by Reconciliation Australia and halt initiatives that seek to divide us here in New South Wales and not unify us.